Welcome everybody to a review of the fourth and final film in the Mexico Macabre box set, and that is 1961's The Curse of the Crying Woman. Although for some reason this wasn't actually released until 1963, so I've tried to read up on why it had a 2 year delay, but I've not been able to find anything. And yeah, it's directed by Rafael Balladon, who I've not seen anything else from before, but like with all the other directors that I've not seen anything from before with this release, I have added some of his films to my watch list. Supernatural horror film, clocking in at 80 minutes long. Stars Rosita Aranis, who was in The Witch's Mirror, as well as Abel Salazar, who had a minor role in The Black Pit of Dr. M, which is also part of this box set. But he was also the villain in The Brainiac, and he produced this film, The Witch's Mirror, and The Brainiac as well. So, yeah, he's definitely been an integral part to this release. Also stars Rita Macedo, who was also in Poison for the Fairies, which was one of the three films in this box set from Vinegar Syndrome, which, yeah, was a very good film. And yeah, Amelia and Jamie are a married couple who travel to an old country house owned by Amelia's aunt Selma, who practices black magic. Selma tries to use her niece in order to resurrect La Llorona, the crying woman, an ancient spectre. So, yeah, it doesn't quite have 100% of the story dedicated to the the myth and the legend of La Llorona. It definitely feels like putting it there for the name of this for the namesake of that well-known myth and legend. Um, Personally, I think it should have been called the Wailing Witch, which is actually something that is the spectre is actually called in this film. But still, it's yeah, definitely an improvement over the previous entry, which yeah, I found to be really rather underwhelming. And yeah, I was hoping that this would pick things up, and it did so, and then some. This is probably the best of the films in terms of the cast, as yeah, Abel Salazar and Rosita Arenas were really rather good in their respective films, and both together here are really rather good as well. It's the plot is also highly engrossing. It is well shot. I like the setting. The house that is the mansion that they were set in is really rather nicely done. It's got some nice shadows. Got lots of creepy entrances that you've not well, I say creepy, more like secret entrances to parts of the building that might well otherwise go unknown, and creepy basement as well. And yeah, it's also well shot. The tension is on point. The score is solid. The miniature work is absolutely great, especially in the ending, and the finale is overall entertaining. And yeah, on the cinematography alone, I think I mentioned it twice now. It shoots the house really rather nicely. Good use of shadows, and uses what is obviously quite a small setting, because I don't think it's really set anywhere else outside of a few outside shots. It's really well done in terms of using such a limited setting, and yeah, the cinematography elevates that limited setting to a greater height than otherwise it would have been. So yeah, this is yeah an excellent film, and highly recommend seeing this one. This is yeah easily one of the best ones of the set, and easily one of the best horror films that I've seen from Indicator as well. So in terms of ranking the box set overall, obviously with Black Pit of Dr. M being the only one I've given 4.5 out of 5, that is the one that is the king of the hill in this box set. But because I've given two other films 4 out of 5, which are The Witch's Mirror and The Curse of the Crying Woman, which one really comes out on top? I think on the whole, just because I think it's got a bit more of spectacle, a bit more entertainment, The Curse of the Crying Woman just edges it out. But they're both still 4 out of 5, both really good films, and yeah, they aren't a million miles off Black Pit of Dr. M either. So yeah, these are also equally as great as one another. But yeah, personally, I find The Curse of the Crying Woman to be a little bit more entertaining. But then last, and by quite a comfortable margin, is The Brainiac, which, yeah, 3 out of 5. Not awful, but it could have been a lot better. The plot could have been less repetitive, and the kills could have been more entertaining. But yeah, it still has its funny moments, intentional or not, and yeah, at least the Brainiac does look unique, even if it looks a little bit on the crap side. So yeah, but still, overall, an excellent box set, and yeah, one I highly recommend, especially if you are into foreign language horror films, and more specifically Mexican horror films, because yeah, these aren't the first Mexican horror films we've had from Indicator. Obviously, we had La Llorona from the 1930s. We also had Phantom of the Monastery, which again was also really rather great. So yeah, hopefully there are more out there for Indicator to find and release, because as it stands right now, we're, what, out of the 6 that we've had, I'd say 4, maybe 5 out of 6 in terms of the ones that I've really enjoyed. So yeah, more power to Indicator, quite frankly. And yeah, it's great to see that they're giving these relatively unknown films, especially outside of Mexico, not only a release in general, but also fantastic Blu-ray transfers, a fantastic box set. As yeah, it's as high quality as, you know, Indicator box sets have been before. And yeah, it just goes to show that you can release these relatively unknown films and do a great job with them, and yeah, elevate them to a new standard over whatever else release they've had before, DVD, video, or anything like that. So yeah, if you haven't got this release yet, then I do again highly recommend it. 3 of the 4 films are excellent, and I imagine some people will get something out of the Brainiac as well. Hopefully a little bit more than I did. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.